What does a robot need to play FPS games the same way I would?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And what if technically it wasn't even considered cheating?
Insane, bro.
A literal robot playing the game for you is not breaking the rules. So now I can control it with a mouse, but also... And even if this was technically cheating,
it only has a mouse and keyboard plugged in.
Oh my goodness.
Then there's never been an anti-cheat that could detect this.
No matter how advanced it is. This is a robot using a human interface device.
So I'm not crazy.
No. Until now.
3 years ago, I made a little joke about how the newest cheats in FPS games are basically like a robot sitting at your computer playing the game for you. How because the cheats are set up this way, they are impossible to detect. So I've taken everything I've learned over the past 3 years and turned that joke into a reality. To test the theory we've had all along that cheats can be detected entirely from the gameplay footage alone. To prove that it's possible and one day save FPS games. This video is proudly sponsored by Micro Center and their new Miami location. Yeah, look at this big dummy. About 6 weeks into building a literal aimbot.
This is how it feels doing trigonometry.
I like playing FPS games so much that I decided I wanted to be cracked without ever touching my mouse and keyboard.
With this robot, I will accomplish world domination.
Every terms of service I've inspected says things like you cannot be assisted to gain an unfair advantage.
I'm just building a gaming mouse. This is the standard process, standard procedure for building a gaming mouse.
That would be considered cheating. Well, what if I'm not being assisted at all? I'm not even playing. You see, I'm just gonna build a robot that's absolutely cracked at the game and then have it play for me. I'm not cheating. In all seriousness, define unfair. Define advantage. What if this is just disability assistance? If competitive gaming is ever going to be taken seriously by the masses, the verbiage needs to be a bit more complex than these 1992 terms.
My robotic arm, I mean gaming mouse.
The physical arm itself was pretty easy, and that was the only time throughout the entire project that anything was pretty easy.
Why is there always so many wires?
When I was in second grade, my teacher, Miss Taylor, gave all us kids this little competition for the last week of school. She told us all to start our own business in the class. She gave us a few $100 of fake money in these little blue boxes to exchange with the other kids' businesses. We moved all the desks to the side of the room and everything like this was serious. Now, me and my buddy Blake, we had this idea. Let's tell all the other kids that at the end of the class, they have to store their money with us in our bank for just a small fee. And the teacher didn't stop it. She thought it was a decent idea. So we realized that if the teacher's going along with this, we can charge whatever fee we want. And so a couple days in, we are absolutely balling, bro. We were rolling in it. See, the teacher made a little mistake. I think she forgot to set some actual rules. See, we weren't breaking any rules. I mean, by some people's standards, maybe bending the rules a little bit if we're the only bank you could go to, but nobody stopped us.
This might all be about to go up in flames.
The brain on this thing actually consists of about 3 brains. One for basic movement of the robotic arm, one that's like a full-fledged PC with a GPU to process the eyes. Big shout out to Micro Center for that one.
I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Well, you'll like the one I'm working on now. A robotic arm grabs the mouse, literal aimbot, and it's not against the rule. Exactly. So,
and then one that will receive the serial data from the eyes and send it to the first brain. That all sounds super complex to my gorilla brain, and so I was wondering if maybe there was something that already existed I could just slightly modify for my solution.
This is how traditional hardware aim cheats work. You've got your gaming PC, it's running the game. It sends the video feed to your monitor, but also sends it to a capture card. The cheat PC is running some sort of machine learned model that identifies where on the screen the enemies are.
Oh my goodness.
And sends mouse data
Oh my
to either Raspberry Pi or Arduino, feeds it into the gaming PC, assisting your aim.
Mom, I'm gonna be a streamer.
Sound a little complex, like maybe there's not a lot of people doing that? It's freely available on GitHub with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of users. A computer is playing the game for you. How do you feel, man? Now, a traditional dinosaur anti-cheat might look at these 2 devices and say, oh, a second mouse plugged in. A COM device? Why is that plugged in? Some of them might even look at the capture card and consider you slightly less trustworthy. So, if you've played an FPS game in the past like 5 years, you know that this method sucks. That is primarily because you can combine the mouse movement into one before it ever enters the PC, or plug the mouse directly into that device and then into the PC and spoof it to where it just looks like a mouse. So they're not going to ban you for having a mouse plugged in, are they, to play an FPS game? So that is
one of the many reasons
why traditional anti-cheat sucks.
I would never just blatantly show myself using these cheats in the video, because then people wouldn't trust me as a streamer.
Baby. I got cheats. They can't be detected. They're running on my mouse.
And this was basically 2 of my brains down, and the only one remaining was the one actually on the robotic arm. And I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but I don't actually know what I'm doing.
I write spaghetti code from ChatGPT.
But now, I can move that motor. I can move the motor.
It moves, baby. It stinking moves.
And that was great, but it had to do so much more than just basic movement.
Oh, hey, brother!
Baby, we better play some video games.
So I thought.
Implement inverse kinematics.
Dude, someone said that in the comment section.
Oh, you don't know what inverse kinematics are? That's okay. ChatGPT doesn't really know either.
Ticked at you are, gosh. I'm gonna look this guy up. Yeah, this will be the last time you leave a well-written, smart comment that accurately depicts my problem in a very specific way.
Apparently, it's like the it's trigonometry. Math function. You see, if you want the robotic arm to move the effector forward and backward while staying level across the table, it has to move both motors, and it has to know that bro is thinking how fast and how far to move each motor.
There has to be like a calculation made or something to where it knows the length of the arm. Uh-oh.
It's the hardest thing I've ever done on this channel. I'm sure there are people watching that are like programmers, that are like, this guy's stupid. I think, and I agree with you, I just have days and days and days of footage.
Do you have a degree in anything?
No, man, I've got ChatGPT in a dream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, have you heard of inverse kinematics? Have you ever heard that term?
Inverse kinematics? Dude, I'm starting to study it, so that's like,
oh, really?
That's all the way at the end.
Dude.
I spent an entire day creating a prompt to give to ChatGPT.
Oh my goodness, the target angles were close. Hold on.
But like I could have just used a drawing robot, but then I'm a YouTuber and it would have clicked it because it wouldn't look like freaking the thumbnail. It was the thumbnail.
Don't worry about moving them both at the same time later. Delta Y 50 should move forward.
Which brings us all the way back to here.
This is how it feels doing trigonometry.
So Delta Y and X commands now move the robotic arm.
It's correct. Oh my goodness, it's correct. I gotta quit doing this, guys. I'm gonna be honest.
So I quickly and efficiently and easily changed it to where mouse input essentially sends those commands.
Let's see if it does it. I'm scared. Oh my goodness.
This was the moment I started to feel something. Something started to happen.
Oh baby. We're cooking.
Miss Taylor had said that on the last day of this competition, she was gonna host an auction with real prizes. I'm talking candy, toys, bro, like the cool toys with like rubber bands and propellers. We've been looking at them all week. So Friday comes around, last day of the competition. Blake and I come to the class knowing we're gonna buy everything. We're gonna buy it all up. We walk back to our bank in the corner and our blue boxes of cash are gone. Just gone. We start to panic, bro. We're searching everywhere. We ask Miss Taylor. She says the janitor must have took something. And it's the last day, so everyone's gonna spend their money. We're not gonna make anymore. So we had the most money by far, but it was just gone, dude. Janitor took it. So instead of using a capture card plugged into the gaming PC, you plug the capture card into the cheats PC with just a camera.
Which is looking at the screen.
My goodness. That's running entirely off the camera's feed.
That movement data is then sent over serial USB to Arduino. That same Arduino that we used for the cheats then just sends its mouse movement HID data to the robot itself, which is touching the mouse and keyboard with its hands. The same way that you and I would touch the mouse and keyboard, which means the gaming PC is isolated.
There was only one small problem with this setup.
Mom, I'm literally gonna be a streamer.
The cheats are running on this PC with an older GPU. The capture card is external, and the monitor is a lower refresh rate.
I'm a pro gamer.
Dude, that's insane!
So if you look closely, you can see that the aim is kind of springing back and forth because the not cheats are making calculations based on old information. So if I plugged this into my robot, with the added latency of the robotics itself, it wouldn't work at all. And the solution isn't always a giant beefy PC from Micro Center, but when it is, man, am I glad. To fix my robot's third brain and help me with my world domination, latency,
I got forklift certified.
Micro Center flew me out to their new Miami, Florida location.
Just my face literally every time I walk into Micro Center.
I'm putting it inside one of these because I'm a man now.
And while I build the PC, let me tell you about the deals they have that made it possible for this video to exist. They've got deals that make visiting the store really worth it, especially if you're building a new system. Like their current CPU, RAM, motherboard combos are insane good deals, especially on like new CPUs. They even have some of the X3D chips on sale individually or in bundles.
If you don't see the video for 2 months, it's bad news.
They've got brand new Intel 12900K bundles that are actually cheaper than if you bought everything secondhand.
Oh yeah, that's the one. The lowest latency capture card that you can get.
On top of that, they usually actually have stuff that's out of stock online.
Oh my goodness. I thought they're like low stock online.
And then on top of those deals, right now there's a fall savings event that's happening. So click the links in the description. Find one close to you, make a trip out of it, see if there's anything that you want. So thanks again to Micro Center for sponsoring this video. And shout out to Javier and Leo for being extremely helpful.
What do you think I'd have to do to actually drive the forklift?
Get certified.
Got him! I think I got him. They're gonna let me drive.
Be an employee here.
Dang it! God. So my new system has an AMD 9950X, 6400 megahertz of Team Group RAM, an MSI liquid-cooled 4090, and this 4K 240Hz OLED from Asus that also does 1080p 480Hz. And quick side note, shout out to Micro Center for hooking it up with Asset's antivirus while I was there. I think they saw that I needed it. All of that combined should significantly reduce the latency, meaning all of the individual brains are now processing the necessary information. So in theory, I should be able to just connect them together, and if I did everything right, the robot should be able to just start playing the game the same way we would.
Not even a capture card. There is literally not a chance, a single way, no matter how advanced it is, aside from accessing a webcam and looking at you and seeing that you're a robot, a kernel level anti-cheat can never detect this because it's literally just a mouse and keyboard plugged in. There has never been an anti-cheat that can detect this ever until now.
Waldo's goal from the beginning has been to be able to detect cheating from video gameplay footage alone.
How confident are you with your experience that
This is Matt, aka Gold. He has a PhD in machine learning.
that would work, let's say, to like a 99% accuracy?
Very confident. You need a lot of data and, tens of thousands of dollars, but extremely confident.
With his expertise and years of working on this in the background with Recon Samurai, we finally have a working version of visual cheat detection.
The player moved their mouse like this, therefore this is, correlated with only cheaters move their mouse like that.
Let me put it this way. Imagine your name is Johnny. And Johnny, you can never forget anything. With the perfect memory, you can see every single pixel on the screen and you're watching the crosshair closely, frame by frame. And you've seen 50 million hours of this game, and you know what it looks like to play without cheats. And you've also seen about 25 million hours of gameplay from someone who is cheating. So now, Johnny, with your excellent memory and all of that data, look at this clip. And is this person cheating?
Okay, and so explain this like graph to me on what it's saying about the clips that it tested.
So let's explain what's going on here.
These green bars basically represent bins of clips placed at different scores. The higher the score, the higher the likelihood of the clip in that bin is cheating.
The problem is people think of them as probabilities, like, coin flips or rolling dice. And these are not. Basically, you pick a threshold that says yes, cheater or not.
The height of the green bar represents how many clips are in that bin.
Let's look at the output real fast now. So here's the, these are all non-cheating clips.
So in this moment, after years of being called crazy, I have actual proof. After all this time of people calling me crazy, saying it's impossible. You can't get that data from the screen?
Just from a frame-by-frame analysis, machine learning can determine, like an anomaly, if it matches an aim assist.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not crazy.
No, you've been validated.
So it works, but can it tell if my robot is cheating?
servo motors on the fingers. There they go. This is plugged in. We got the eyes plugged in. We got the fan plugged in. I don't know if you guys understand how nerve-wracking this is for me. There's one big point of failure I haven't tested yet, which surely will not be the downfall of the entire video. So the only thing I should have to do now is start the program. Oh, dude. And turn the motors on. Motors on. Okay. Testing movement.
Based on ChatGPT's explanation, what's happening here is Arduino 1 is essentially not understanding Arduino 2. My one big point of failure that I didn't test, and I didn't know what to do. Like this was it. It wasn't until 3 days later that it finally hit me. Instead of translating the data from serial data to mouse data, I could just send the serial data straight to the robot. And I still, to this very moment, do not understand exactly how it worked. Like it doesn't make sense that in the end it worked and like nothing was inverted and it just like took off.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. No! No! I just need to adjust the accuracy. Ah! Ah! It's cracked! I mean, I'm cracked. This is me. Yo, it's fixed it. Okay. Oh! I'm insane! I'm cracked! Oh my goodness! Run it again and I'm gonna up the sensitivity. Oh, it's hitting every freaking shot, dude. Good, so I can adjust it so that the finger starts closer to the mouse. This is my home. Oh! I'm just gonna adjust it. Oh, dude, I can't get over it. Okay, I'm gonna dial it in now. I'm gonna dial it in hard. The time that it's taking for the finger to travel to the mouse is what's making it miss. Boys, it's gaming! After all this time and all this work, I have a robot that's hitting flick shots on its own. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay, I am in awe. Oh! And then this is just all data. Like every single kill is just data for the AI.
I kid you not, it wasn't until I was like 20 years old I was thinking back to that sad day in second grade, and it finally hit me. The janitor didn't take our money. Miss Taylor changed her mind. She knew we would buy everything, and she knew she messed up. She didn't think it was fair, decided she had to hide the money. She knew we would buy everything. You see, competition without a line in the sand is just worthless. It's chaos. There is no competition. It's people making their own rules. And I'm not saying that everyone's playing with a robot at home, but what I'm saying is they might as well be.
This is the moment. This is just, what does it think of the robot playing? What score does it give the clips? Oh my goodness.
Dude. So it works, but here's the catch. It's a super rough estimate, but the cost to make sure that we get enough clean data and enough cheating data, it costs about $3 billion. This concept works, and one day it will be implemented. I don't know how long that will take. What's the solution right now? Well, I actually have a way that you can help right now. So at the same time that we've been working on this, Recon Samurai has been developing a server-side cheat detection that fundamentally works the same. We already have set up a server in the game Operation Harsh Doorstop, which is free to download, and the plugin is free, and it records your aim data while you're playing. It doesn't matter if you're cheating or not cheating. Right now, we're gathering data in that game. So if you want to help the project, it's as simple as playing that game, play on our server. Right now, our goal is to implement the server side of Waldo into some indie games, some other FPS games to do further testing. And so if you're out there, if you're developing an FPS game, or if you're in contact with someone that's developing an FPS game, we have a landing page where you can reach out to us and we're gonna put this in your game. As for the robot itself, I don't know, I think if you guys want, I could maybe send it into matchmaking since it's not breaking any rules. Quick, before they change them.
Just passing through.
So I was on a plane the other day. Worst plane I'd ever been on. Felt like I was literally being shaken by God, like just like a firefly in a jar, dude. People on the plane were literally screaming. I already don't like planes, and it was Friday the 13th. Professional YouTuber here didn't even think to pull out my phone. And I'm shaking, dude. I'm like, don't let this be the 1 in 10 million that go down. But in that moment, I felt compelled. Like, I need to tell you watching this video about something that's really important to me. There are people out there that don't know what to believe happens when they die. And I've believed in Jesus Christ my entire life. And so me in that moment, I'm still terrified, but I'm thinking, like, if I die, it's okay. I know what happens. And so I find joy in that, and I find like a way to get through things that scare me. But more than that is an ultimate truth, like something to look at, a real truth. So I guess I just wanted to say to you, if you feel lost, if you feel like you have nowhere else to go and you don't know what happens and you're joyless, there is hope to be found in your life. I believe there's a plan for your life. If you find joy in these videos and you think, man, I want to know what that guy's talking about, then I have some resources in the description that describe my belief in Jesus and how he was God, but also was a man, died, and then came back to life so that we could live free from sin, free from death. If you watch this point, thank you for watching my video. I just want you to have the joy that I get to have. Thanks for watching.